What if we told you that one bold military move, one insane decision, led to the downfall of an entire empire? A move so daring, so audacious, it changed the course of history forever. Today we're revealing the shocking moment that brought down one of the mightiest empires the world had ever seen, and it all began with a single, disastrous choice. The Roman Empire, at its peak, it spanned continents with unmatched power and wealth. Rome ruled the known world, and its legions were feared across the globe. But despite all its strength, even the mightiest empires can fall, and it only takes one mistake. In 216 BC, during the Second Punic War, the Roman Empire made a decision that would change everything. It sent its entire army, nearly 90,000 soldiers, into battle against a much smaller force. And that decision led to one of the most stunning military disasters of all time. The Battle of Cannae, the consequences, absolutely catastrophic. Rome, convinced that it could crush its enemy, the Carthaginian general Hannibal Barca, assembled its largest army yet to face him. But Hannibal, a brilliant tactician, had other plans. What followed was an ancient military maneuver so genius, so unexpected, it would leave the Roman Empire reeling for decades. Hannibal's forces were outnumbered by nearly 2-1, but he wasn't worried. Instead of trying to meet Rome head-on, he used an unconventional formation. He placed his weaker troops in the center and his strongest forces on the flanks, hiding the true strength of his army. When the Romans charged, they thought they were winning, but slowly Hannibal's flanks closed in, surrounding them on all sides, trapping the Romans in a deadly encirclement. In just a few hours, the Romans were completely surrounded. The carnage was unimaginable. Nearly 70,000 Roman soldiers were killed or captured, and the survivors were left in utter shock. It was one of the worst defeats in Roman history. But it wasn't just the bloodshed that caused the empire's downfall. It was the psychological shockwave that followed. Rome had never been so humiliated. The Senate, unable to comprehend such a massive loss, was paralyzed. The empire's sense of invincibility was shattered, and it sent a message across the ancient world. Rome was vulnerable. Hannibal's brilliance in the Battle of Cannae led to one of the most crucial turning points in history. But why was this insane military move so devastating for Rome? The Roman army, while strong and resilient, wasn't prepared for the tactical genius that Hannibal unleashed. The loss wasn't just a military one, it was an empire-wide crisis. Entire cities rebelled, allies abandoned Rome, and for years the Roman Empire struggled to recover. For nearly 2 years after Cannae, Hannibal continued his campaign, and Rome struggled to regain its footing. It took more than a decade for the Romans to regroup and finally turn the tide against Hannibal. But by that time, the damage was done. The empire was forever changed. Ultimately, it wasn't just the Roman military that saved the empire, it was Roman resilience. Rome eventually found a new general, Scipio Africanus, who would go on to defeat Hannibal at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC. But the psychological impact of Cannae never fully left Rome. Rome would go on to win the Second Punic War, but the seeds of decline had been sown. Cannae served as a harsh reminder of what happens when even the most powerful empire overextends and underestimates its enemies. The lesson? Even the mightiest empires are only one bad decision away from collapse. Whether it's a misguided military strategy, overconfidence, or underestimating the genius of your enemy, one insane move can bring down the world's strongest powers. What do you think? Was Cannae the most devastating military decision ever made, or is there another that changed history even more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mind-blowing history stories.